Camille, I hope you don't mind if I move out of your house.
What? But you still haven't.
Remembered anything, yeah. I still have amnesia. But I then made this decision a week ago.
We'll miss you at home, Miriam.
You still have thought with you, Cam. Finally, I found a suitable place to live that looked comfortable. The night before my move, I tried to convince Thoper that I would keep his secret. Even though his facial expression hardened and he chose to remain silent. Then I immediately moved into that place. It was more like a house and I would be living there alone. It was too quiet, but I still chose it. The owner of that house was kind enough to accept my offer of installment payments. She was a middle-aged woman who had no one left in the world. Her entire family was killed during the initial enemy attack on this city. The old woman mentioned the name Faith as the mastermind behind it. When I think about it, this city really is in danger. But somehow, I don't feel any threat from the attackers. This Sunday, I decided to clean the entire house. It wasn't too much trouble because the house had only been empty for 1 week. So the dust wasn't too thick. The previous tenant had moved due to a job transfer to another city. Thoper and Camille came to visit me. They helped me tidy up the house. Camille was making a list of the things I needed. She often talked to herself when she was confused about choosing good or quality items. When we finished cleaning the house, Camille invited me to go shopping and eat out. At first, I refused her invitation. I knew that Camille would definitely pay for all my needs. Eventually, with Thoper's teasing, I was persuaded to go along with them. You too must be crazy. As I closed the gate of my new house and turned around, I bumped into a man who was walking by. Oops, sorry. I apologized. We locked eyes. At first he was smiling at me. But when his gaze met mine, his smile faded slightly. And he kept staring at me until he stepped back to keep watching me. I bowed my head slightly to him, and then followed Thoper and Camille, who were already walking ahead, leaving the man behind as he continued to observe me. We bought all sorts of equipment and daily necessities, with Camille in charge. I tried to stop her when I saw the cart was already piling up, but Camille ignored what I said. I looked at Thoper, hoping he would help me stop Camille.
Never mind. After all, she's the one who's going to pay for it.
Thoper said coldly. He turned his face away from me, and I saw him grin slyly. Camille smiled contentedly when we stopped in front of a restaurant to have lunch, though it was actually approaching evening. So I called it a late afternoon meal.
I always feel happy after shopping,
Camille said cheerfully.
And it makes my car seem cramped.
Thoper muttered. I chose to stay quiet. I was already quite overwhelmed by the two of them. I devoured my steak ravenously. I suddenly remembered that I hadn't eaten anything since morning. Thoper frowned as he watched me eat so eagerly. I raised my eyebrows at him as if to say, "Is there something wrong with me?"
Huh?
Thoper immediately turned his gaze to the window beside him.
I've already decided who I'm going to send to the annual wood group party.
Camille announced.
Who?
Her.
Camille pointing in my direction. Me?
Her.
Thoper repeated incredulously. and I felt slightly offended by his look. "Why don't you go yourself?" I demanded, cutting my bite short.
I'm already too bored to attend it. Besides, you'll be accompanied by Thoper, right?
Thoper rolled his eyes and nodded. Do I really have to go with him? I glared at Thoper.
Because he's the one who knows the situation at Wood Group.
Suit yourselves then, I snapped. The annual party was held on Saturday, and Camille was busy thinking about my costume. Meanwhile, I didn't give it any thought. I kept working and spent more time with Fiona. She was very pleasant to be around, and often told me stories about everything she had experienced. Always cheerful, never once did she annoy me. "Fiona, would you like to go to the Wood Group's annual party replace me?" I offered.
Why? Oh, Miriam, you should be grateful that Ms. Camille chose you to go there. You'll meet many dashing men in high positions. But I'm sorry if you're offering that to me. I can't replace you. You know, this Saturday I'll be meeting Rosen. We haven't seen each other in a long time, and I won't miss the chance to meet him.
Her thoughts drifted far away. Oh. I slapped my forehead and rested my head on the work desk. I sighed deeply and tried not to think about Thoper, who would be accompanying me. I was sure he would keep teasing me, even though I had begun to push back at him openly. Time went by quickly, and before I knew it, Saturday evening arrived. Camille and Thoper came to my house. Thoper was dressed neatly in a black tuxedo, so dashing and charming. I was briefly mesmerized. Thoper's clearing of his throat snapped me out of my thoughts, and I realized I was still wearing a ragged t-shirt and workout pants. Camille had brought a gown for me.
Miriam, you haven't even showered yet?
Camille was shocked when she saw my appearance. I shook my head and grinned sheepishly. Camille told me to go shower and get ready while Thoper sat in the TV room waiting for me. She helped me with my makeup and told me about the situation at the Wood Group estate. Apparently, the heir of the Wood Group liked to mingle and shake hands with all the guests.
All right, let's go.
Thoper glanced at his watch. I wore a long, plain black silk gown with silver lace at the chest. Some small crystals attached to the front of the puffy dress. Very elegant, although I wasn't sure what others would think of me wearing it. My hair was straightened and braided into small braid at the back of my head, and Camille fixed it with a pearl clip. I also wore pearl earrings, a bracelet, and a necklace.
You look beautiful, Miriam. Right, Thop.
Thoper looked at me and nodded slowly. I couldn't read his expression. My face felt hot. They probably noticed I was blushing. Thank you.
So, be careful. I'll wait for you here. I'll ask Smith to come by to keep me company.
Thoper and I got into his black sedan. He opened the door for me. This time he was acting polite. And so we drove to the Wood Group estate. We remained silent for 2 whole hours. Even when we arrived at the Wood Group estate, we still didn't talk. When the gate opened, my jaw dropped at the sight of the grand building. It was a palace. Luxury cars were parked nearby, and elegantly dressed people walked around as our car stopped near a shiny maroon sedan. Thoper got out and opened the door for me. I thanked him. As we walked inside, I glanced left and right. Thoper gently took my right hand and placed it on his left arm.
Act like you've seen this before.
He whispered. I shut my mouth quickly and gave him a sharp glare.
You look like a commoner entering a palace for the first time.
Well, I am like that. I snapped. Thoper handed the invitation to the doorman at the palace entrance.
Mr. Thoper van Morgan, it's an honor to have you at this event. You are accompanied by...
The doorman turned to look at me, studying me as I gave the sweetest smile I could.
This is my fiancé.
What? Did he just say I was his fiancé? How could he say that? We barely spoke to each other. He constantly teased and acted cold toward me. The doorman smiled at me.
Oh, how sweet. You're engaged to her. Why wasn't there any news of your engagement, sir?
The doorman tried to touch my chin.
You're a very sweet miss,
he said playfully. Thank you. I tried to smile as sweetly as I could.
Well then, sorry to keep you. Please enjoy the annual party.
He let us inside the palace. I was in awe of the grand room. So magnificent, elegant, full of classy people and, of course, food. Truly amazing. I stayed by Thoper's side. He was the only person I knew. I didn't let go of his arm, too afraid that he might suddenly disappear from my side. I greeted the people Thoper knew, and he introduced me to them as his fiancé. When we had a moment alone on the balcony, I pulled him aside. What do you mean? About fiancé? Thoper reverted to his usual indifferent demeanor, frowning slightly, clearly annoyed that I had pulled him.
So what? Even if I didn't say it, people would assume you're my girlfriend.
That's outrageous. Do you have to lie like that? I don't understand your logic. Why didn't you just bring your real girlfriend instead of me? The person you always treat coldly and harshly.
Did I treated you like that?
He scoffed. Do you not realize your behavior? One of the reasons I chose to move out of your house was you. I hissed. Thoper turned to me, his jaw clenched. I couldn't stand how you acted like you didn't want me in your life.
No, I didn't.
Enough. Don't try to deny it. Oh, you really do hate me. I'd better go home. I truly can't stand being around you any longer. I turned and started to leave, but Thoper stopped me.
What are you doing?
He whispered so others wouldn't overhear.
You just arrived and now you're leaving. That's incredibly rude.
But I don't want to be with someone who hates me. Now let go of me. I tried to pull away, but Thoper was too quick.
I like you.
I froze for a moment. Me? I pointed at myself. Thoper didn't move, just looked at me, slightly blushing. You? You like me? I said in disbelief. I wanted to believe him, but I quickly pushed the thought away, remembering how differently he always acted. Oh, now you say you like me just so I won't leave. You love using me, and this time I'm really going to walk away. His expression turned sour and his grip on my arm tightened.
Listen to me.
He looked around to make sure no one noticed our little argument.
Just because I acted that way doesn't mean I hate you, I swear.
Then why couldn't you just act normal around me? He looked flustered, his face flushed again, and after a moment of silence, he let out a sigh of surrender.
I've been hiding my feelings behind that behavior. I just didn't want you to know how I truly feel.
His tone softened.
When you decided to leave the house, I thought about stopping you. But my pride got in the way. I regret that. Now you're starting to openly challenge me, and I don't want things to go that way.
This is all because of how you treated me. I blaming him and he nodded.
Yes, I know, it's my fault. Now please, just forget about leaving right now. We can talk about this after we leave the party.
I shrugged.
I'm sorry.
Shortly after, a man approached Thoper.
Mr. Thoper, I'm terribly sorry to interrupt, but Princess Selene and Prince Richard would like to speak with you.
Thoper was silent, thinking for a moment, then nodded and turned to me.
I won't be long. Wait for me here. Don't go anywhere.
I nodded uncertainly. He and the man disappeared into the crowd. I turned around and held my hot cheek. I didn't expect a Thoper to like me. Even though I always do silly things in front of him, I thought he really didn't like me. I rested my hand on the balcony wall and looked out over the city of wood. The twinkling lights made the night feel incredibly beautiful.
The view is beautiful, isn't it?
Greeted a man's voice as he came and stood beside me. I turned to him and smiled in agreement. He held 2 glasses of orange-colored drinks, handing one to me. I accepted it and thanked him. He looked familiar somehow, though I couldn't quite place him. I feel like I've seen you before, or maybe it's just my imagination. I tried to recall. He smiled.
I'm the one you bumped into that afternoon in Liontown.
My eyes glanced sideways as I tried to remember. And then it came to me. He was the one I accidentally ran into when Camille, Thoper, and I were shopping for my new house supplies. Yes, I remember now. I'm so sorry. I didn't notice someone was walking so close to me that afternoon.
It's all right.
He chuckled softly, then extended his hand.
My name is William Shine.
I shook his hand. Miriam Valerie. He squinted at me, looking surprised.
Are you sure your name is Miriam?
He asked, confusing me. Yes, maybe.
Maybe.
I paused for a moment, unsure if I should tell this stranger the truth, but something inside me told me I could. Actually, it's only a temporary name. A few months ago, I woke up somewhere with no memory of who I was. You could say, yeah, amnesia, I guess. I confessed, even though I knew I probably shouldn't have. He looked slightly stunned.
Maybe the name Alexis rings a bell.
Alexis?
Yes, Alexis Winder.
Alexis Winder. I whispered, trying to recall the name, but it only made my head hurt. I don't think I know it. I'm sorry. I don't remember.
Oh, I see. Sorry if I said something inappropriate.
It's all right. Is that really my name? Alexis. But can I trust this man? What if he's trying to take advantage of my memory loss? And why on earth did I tell him all this? Stupid. We both fell silent again, and I began sipping the drink he gave me.
Is that your house?
Huh? What?
When we first met, you were coming out of your house.
Oh, yeah. It was actually my new rental home. We both laughed. William was pleasant to talk to, even if we often fell into quiet pauses, unsure of what else to say. Then a girl called out to him. She looked at me, maybe a little apologetically. Perhaps she was his girlfriend.
Oh, Rena, this is Miriam.
William introduced me to the girl named Rena. Rena frowned when William said my name, staring at him questioningly.
But
I know. I'll explain later, Ray.
He whispered, though I still heard it.
Miriam, this is Rena. She's my best friend.
Rena and I shook hands. For a moment, she didn't want to let go of my hand. William nudged her, prompting her to let go of both our hands.
William, they want to talk to you.
Rena said, still staring at me. Her gaze made me feel uneasy and insecure.
All right, I guess I should go. Maybe we'll meet again.
He said as he left. Sure, it was nice talking to you. I waved slightly at them. Their reaction was strange. Did they really know who I was? Should I ask them? Should I try to get information from them about who I really am? But the words wouldn't come out of my mouth to call them back. They left me, and I was alone again. Thoper still hadn't returned, so I decided to stroll along the balcony. Eventually, my new shoes caught on a flower pot and I nearly fell. Exactly the kind of accident I didn't want to happen. The glass I was holding was still mostly full, and the drink inside spilled as I tripped. The liquid splashed quickly right onto a man's cream suit. Shocked, I immediately approached the unfortunate man. "I'm so sorry, sir. I really didn't mean to spill it." I searched through for a handkerchief to wipe his suit.
No need, miss. It's all right. I'll change it later.
The man said, gently refusing my help. He was about to walk away when I blurted something foolish. "I've messed everything up. I'm really sorry. If the suit wasn't too expensive, I'd be willing to pay for it. But right now, all I can do is apologize." The man stopped and turned back toward me.
Is that so? Do you think this suit looks expensive?
I nodded shyly.
Then tell me, what color suit do you think suits me best?
I hesitated but answered anyway. "All suit colors look good on you, but I'd suggest darker ones. They make you look elegant and refined."
And they don't show stains when someone spills something on them.
He teased, still smiling. I lowered my head in embarrassment.
What do you think of this party, miss?
"Miriam."
Yes, Miriam.
I looked around. It's beautiful, grand, and luxurious. It must have cost a fortune. He narrowed his eyes at me, and I quickly apologized. Maybe he was the type who liked to spend extravagantly.
No, you don't have to apologize. I just want to know why you see it that way.
I had no choice but to answer. "I heard this party is held once a year. I'm sure you know much more about it than I do." He nodded. "To me, this event seems unnecessary. People just gather here to chat, dance, and socialize. It's nothing more than a glorified reunion dressed in fancy decorations. I think they should host it every 5 or 10 years instead of annually."
Is this your first time here?
"Yes, it is," I admitted honestly. He smiled. "And to be honest, I wouldn't even recognize the heir of Wood Group, Maxwell Wood, if I saw him." I whispered. He nodded, listening to my rambling with genuine interest. Camille told me that the heir of Wood Group personally greets all his guests.
Camille.
Yes,
Camille Van Morgan.
that's right. Do you know her? I'm here in her place.
Then who did you come with?
Thoper Van Morgan, Camille's younger brother. The man looked around.
But I don't see Mr. Thoper here.
Oh, he was called away to meet some princess and prince. I forgot their names. The man looked amused. Well, actually, I'm a bit embarrassed to ask this.
Whatever it is, feel free to ask me.
He said, trying to sound dignified. I held back a laugh. Could you tell me what the heir of Wood Group looks like? He chuckled. Why? I just want to know. If he's attractive, maybe I'll try to get closer. If he's ugly, then he's not worthy of being an heir. I joked, but instantly regretted it. What if this man was a relative or worse? A spy for the Wood heir? The man burst into laughter.
You're looking for trouble. I like your style, miss.
Oh no. Don't tell me you're a friend of the Wood Group heir? I covered my mouth, and he shook his head. I sighed in relief. So tell me about him. He paused, thinking.
The heir is a serious man, terrifying, ruthless, arrogant, short-tempered. And just like you said earlier, loves to throw money around.
I think it's not me who's in trouble, but you, if he hears your opinion of him. We both laughed freely.
I suppose you're right.
He said, trying to suppress his laughter. Then he wrapped an arm around my shoulder and pointed at a few people. He pointed at a flamboyant man mingling with some guests and told me that was the heir. You've got to be kidding me. He laughed again.
All right, I'll tell you who he really is.
He pointed to a tall, striking man in a maroon tuxedo.
That's him, the heir. And do you see the man and woman beside him? They're the owners of the Wood Group.
The middle-aged couple still looked vibrant and well-maintained. Their elegant attire truly reflected the status of the most powerful business family in this city.
Oh, wow!
So, interested in approaching him?
He grinned. My jaw dropped and I turned to him to express my awe. He nodded with a sweet smile.
You.
He narrowed his eyes.
You remind me a lot of my sister.
Sister? How so?
In every way. Even your face looks just like hers at a glance.
He sighed.
I miss her.
Sorry, sir. May I ask, what's your name? We'd been talking for so long, and I didn't even know it. He suddenly realized he hadn't introduced himself either.
Oh right, my name is...
But he was cut off as Thoper approached and greeted him with respect. Judging from his reaction, the man must have been someone of noble status or similar. Are you someone important around here? I asked innocently. Thoper elbowed me roughly. What? I was just asking. I protested. Thoper shook his head and grimaced apologetically at the man.
I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, there's no need to apologize, she didn't know.
The man cut him off. I was confused. Until the usher came over and addressed the man who had been chatting with me all along.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Maxwell.
My smile vanished and my heart felt like it was about to explode. I froze in shock. How could I have mocked and joked about someone without realizing he was Maxwell Wood? The heir to the Wood Group?
The chairman of Bloom Group wishes to meet with you.
Oops. So much for my disguise. All right, I'll head there after I change out of this very expensive suit.
He glancing at me. I couldn't hide or react.
Thank you for the message, Mr. Ben.
Mr. Ben nodded and left to relay the message. Maxwell looked at Thoper and excused himself to change clothes. Before leaving, he glanced at me again, his lips curling into a smirk. I tried to smile in return. Then he walked away.
What on earth did you say to him?
I didn't even know who he was, Thop. I tried to defend myself.
You were so careless.
I said nothing, thinking back to all the dumb things I'd said to him about him. Thoper didn't know, and I prayed he'd never find out about the humiliating things I had done. Thoper, I don't feel well. I want to go home. I whined.
But the party's not over yet, Miriam.
Do you want me to faint here? I gave him a pitiful look. My face must have turned pale after learning who Maxwell really was.
All right, let's go. You do look pale. Come on.
We left the party, a party that left me shaken. I hoped Maxwell would forget my words and just assume I was drunk. On the way home, my mind kept spinning over what had happened, until Thoper broke the silence.
So,
I turned to him. Yes?
what do you think?
Think about what?
Your answer.
Answer to what? Thoper sighed.
To what I said at the party. I want to know your answer.
You didn't ask me any question, so I don't feel like I need to answer anything. I replied defensively.
Oh, talking to you is so difficult.
He grumbled.
Fine, I'm asking now. Would you be my girlfriend?
I was silent for a while, weighing his words. So he really liked me. Camille's question at Brown Sugar Cafe was finally answered. Thoper chose to wait quietly for my reply. All right, I whispered.
Really?
He's seeking confirmation. Maybe, if you promise to stop being so cold and rough with me. Thoper pulled over to the side of the road. He turned toward me, a wide smile on his lips, and held my hand.
Miriam, maybe this is too fast, but I'll change the way I treat you. I don't care about your unknown identity. I don't care about your past. I just don't want to be away from you. That's why I acted harsh when you tried to leave our home.
He spoke quickly, like he needed to get everything out in one breath. His eyes sparkled like a child who had just received the gift they always wanted. I laughed and nodded. Thoper leaned in and kissed my cheek. I felt his lips trembling. He was nervous and shy. I tried not to laugh and told him to start the car and take me home.